Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how you can get 3 stars on the trial to search the First Wave Husks in Arc Raiders. As you can see here, my current best score is 7,200, which is more than enough to get all 3 of the rewards, as well as give me some additional points to put me up a little bit higher on the leaderboard there. So I'll kind of walk through what you need to do to score points for this particular trial, give some tips on how to improve your score, and then kind of demonstrate all of that by walking through the run that I had to get this 7,200 score. Alright, so starting off, what you need to do is pretty straightforward. As the name of the trial suggests, you need to search First Wave Husks, which as far as I've found so far, there are 3 main types that will count towards your score. First, you've got these small metal drones. Second, there are these medium-sized buried husks. And then finally, you've got the giant ones that you'll have to climb up onto, and these ones are a bit more dangerous to open. From my experience, the small and medium size have random spawn points each time you load into a map, so finding those can be a bit inconsistent, although I'll show you where I have the most luck finding them. And then the giant ones are going to be in the same spot every time, no matter what. So with that said, here are a couple tips that I've found for getting a high score on this trial. The first would be to do it on Dam Battlegrounds. This is where I've personally had the most luck finding them. And this one also has 3 of those giant husks that will spawn in the same spot every time. So you kind of have that as a guarantee that you'll at least find those 3. And then also I would highly recommend going in with just a ton of adrenaline shots. So you can see you can make these in the medical lab pretty cheap if you've gotten that built in your workshop. However, you can also, worst case scenario, you can buy them from Lance for 900. But those will basically restore your stamina instantly, which will allow you just to constantly sprint around the map, which you're gonna have to move a lot to track these down, so that comes in handy. And then finally, the last big tip is do this on a night raid. So unfortunately, these are timed, so you can see this doesn't unlock for another hour. So if it's not available, you might have to wait around, but this is going to double your score. So you can see under the trials, if we take a look at that, you get 2x points on all major map conditions. So searching one husk, regardless of if it's small, medium, or large, is going to give you 400 points. However, if you do it on that night map, that's going to increase to 800. So again, that's probably the most important tip, is to, if you're going to do this, do it on a night raid. Okay, so now I'll just kind of show some footage of me doing that run where I got 7,200 points. But first, taking a look at the map here for Dam Battlegrounds and just kind of calling some things out. So as mentioned, this map has those 3 giant husks that will spawn every time. The first one is located in Old Battlegrounds here, so I'll show that as we run through. And then I move over to the second one, which is right here. You can actually kind of see it on the map there if you zoom in. And then finally, there's the third one, which is on the breach. So you can see that right there. So obviously your spawn point is random. So depending on where you spawn, you can kind of map a route that goes to those 3 husks. Depending, if you start up here, you could start at the breach and then make your way down to the swamp or whatnot. But I started up here kind of by the apartments, and so I went down to Dam Battlegrounds, then I hit up the one below water treatment, and then I make my way around here, primarily because the best luck I've had for finding the random small and medium-sized ones is in this area here. So they will spawn every once in a while in these little encampments, so you'll kind of spawn near these encampments sometimes. I typically will find one there every once in a while, so I check that spot and then just kind of move up towards the electrical tower. Typically I'll find 2 or 3 in this hill area here where the Red Lake hatch is, so I'll kind of explore this area here. There'll be some occasionally down here as well, kind of by the pump house hatch. So this was kind of my main farming area, is this spot here. And then I go up and get the breach, and then I exfil. So you do have to exfil to make sure that your accounts point. So as we go through, you'll kind of see I kind of make my way to Old Battlegrounds, go down to water treatment, wrap around here through the wreckage area, electrical tower, in the Red Lakes, and then the breach, and then extract. So again, as you're doing this, kind of just keep your eye out as you're running from place to place to find, you might find a random small or medium one as you make your way through those 3 large giant husks to search. All right, so quickly going through my run. As mentioned, for this one I spawned up by the apartments, and again making sure to do this on a night raid to get those double points, and immediately set a waypoint for Old Battlegrounds to get that first giant husk. Also utilizing those adrenaline shots to ensure I can sprint there for as long as possible. On my way there, I spotted a husk in the ground, so I grabbed that real quick, which got me my first 800 points, which you can check by opening up your logbook. That will track all of your current trials that you're doing. This was right next to the giant husk, so I jumped on top of that to open it up. You do need to be careful when breaching these, as they will explode in fire after they're opened, so quickly dive off and then just wait for the fire to subside before you search it. Next, we move on to the second giant husk, which is below water treatment. Unfortunately, I didn't find any others along the way, but was able to get this one without too much trouble after needing to take out a wasp drone. One thing to mention regarding that is that breaching into these can be a bit of a hot spot, either drawing attention of arc enemies or other players, so use a little extra caution when you're approaching them. After that, I made the long run across the map over to my favorite farming spot that I talked about, first checking the camp below Electrical Tower and then making my way into the Red Lakes area, where I didn't have quite as much luck as I normally do, but I did find two right next to each other near the Raider hatch there, as well as one at the pump house and another heading towards the breach. That got me to a score of 6,400, and with about 10 minutes left, I didn't really want to press my luck, so I made one last stop hitting that third giant husk that's up at the breach. So heading up the hill from Red Lakes, looking back, you can kind of see that entire area where I typically have the best luck looking for these, but finished breaching that last one, giving me a final score of 7,200, and then hitting the exfil to lock in that progress. Yo, friendly, can I jump in?
Anybody need to get in?
Yo, friendly.
Get in there. You're good.
Thank you. So here you can see the rewards that I got. I did tier 1 earlier, and I don't exactly recall what I received for it, but for tiers 2 and 3, which I completed on this run, I got a level 3 extended mag for the shotgun, as well as a blueprint for the patina. So I'll leave you with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.